Retain gang, what's poppin', man? This your boy Tay, back at y'all again. Hey, so I got a question. You guys been asking me how to handle being awakened, right? And you'll notice on this shift, right? Because we're in this transition right now from 3D to 5D, right? We're already there, but you'll notice that the people that are waking up, you're doing that because of the shift of what's going on right now. The energy that's being hit on this planet, the energy that we're receiving is forcing people to adjust to what's happening, to make that shift. But everybody's not gonna make it because they're not going to adjust. And they're gonna make bad decisions that's going to prevent them from making that shift, you feel me? So for my people that's still in the early stages, you know, you just not waking up, you getting all this information, right? It can be overwhelming. So for all my people who are new to this awakening, you're just not waking up and you're starting to feel lost. You're starting to feel like you don't understand this world anymore. That's a sign right there that you're transitioning. Because the transition starts inside of you first. And this is why I emphasize shadow work. See, a lot of people they'll come on here and they'll say, you know, I don't see nothing happening. I don't see a shift happening. And the reason why you don't see it happening is because the codes are inside of you. Your DNA starts to change up, which is your coding. Your DNA is your coding, right? If you break yourself down to the most basic building block, you're just a sequence of atoms and elements put together that creates compounds, chain compounds, and you are a sequence of that, right? So you'll notice as you start to work on yourself, because the change starts in you, you start to rearrange your coding, your DNA sequence, and it starts to unlock certain parts of you. Now, you start to project this outside here into this reality, and this is when you're going to see the changes. But if you're not doing that inner work first, you're not going to see changes. You're not going to see it. When you first start waking up, you are going to be very sensitive to energy. Right? It's going to be like an overload. Your senses get enhanced because before you was asleep, so you didn't have full capacity of yourself yet. As you start to wake up and shift over, you'll notice that you feel everything, even your appliances, electricity, your TV, all these things has you have a deeper connection with everything. I remember when I first started going through my awakening and I was at work, man, I could literally feel it was a generator that was on. And I could literally feel that generator like vibrating through my body. I could feel the computer next to me vibrating through my body, right? And it was weird, but that's what's gonna happen to you. It's just like Spider-Man. You know, everybody knows Spider-Man has his spidey sense, which is enhanced sensory. He's able to see, hear, all these things get enhanced. So when Spider-Man first got his powers, it was overwhelming to him. You know, he heard everything, like his eyesight was crazy. Like everything was so overwhelming. But after a while, he got used to it and it wasn't that as overwhelming to him anymore. So it might be overwhelming to you at first, and this is why you start to question everything. You start to see people's true colors because now you actually you're seeing what you realize, which is the energy eye. You start to feel people's intentions. And it's gonna be overwhelming at first because you're gonna feel everything. It's gonna be rushing in at you from all over the place. It's sort of like if you sleep in your room, right? You in the bed sleep, and somebody come and turn a light on. That light is gonna be bright. It's gonna make you squint, right? Because it's too much for your eyes. Your eyes ain't ready to receive all that light. But after a few minutes pass, your eyes start to adjust to the light and it's not overwhelming anymore. This is what happens to you. So in the beginning, yeah, it's gonna be overwhelming and you're gonna notice you're not gonna wanna be in crowded areas. You're gonna become more introverted because the energy, man, people are gonna start draining you. Just being around all that different energy, it's too much for you. It's an overload. So in the beginning stages, it might be too much for you, and you're gonna notice you're gonna want to be more to yourself. You're gonna need to recharge more. Just like Neo in the Matrix, man, when he got unplugged, he had to be reprogrammed again. And he was exhausted because he was learning so much and getting so many downloads at one time in a short amount of time. He had to relearn. So you're making this shift because you're starting to be deprogrammed from everything that you've learned. All the programming that you've been introduced to all your life, you get deprogrammed. And you have to get new uploads, new information, new downloads, light codes. And it can be overwhelming as well because it's so much information at one time. You're seeing all these different videos, right? Because your energy is resonating with that information now. So just like Neo was in front of that screen, learning how to do Kung Fu and learning all this history and stuff, getting re-downloaded. So just like Neo, you're doing the same thing when you stumble across these videos and you're starting to gain all this knowledge. You're starting to read books, just different conversations, and you start to see things from a different perspective. This is how you know, right? Everything starts to change within. Your diet changes. You no longer want to eat that BS food anymore because that energy doesn't serve you, right? You're becoming a more high-powered vehicle, a more high-powered technology, so you require a higher efficient energy. So this is why you're gonna start eating more fruits and vegetables, right? Man, I ate pineapples and watermelon and kale and all these things because it has high energy content. We are energetic beings. You run off of electricity. You have a whole nervous system inside of you that powers up this whole body through electricity, electrons. So you need to eat food with high content of electrons, vitamins, and minerals. That's what you survive off of. So you're gonna notice that when you eat that other kind of food that has no energy in it, food that has no energy, you're gonna be tired. It's gonna make your energy drop as well because it's not enough for you. It's like trying to put water in your gas tank. That don't work. It's not gonna work for you. So this is what's gonna happen, man. All these things, from your diet to just your sensory, your enhanced sensory to the environment around you, to your thoughts, what you thought was real and what you're coming into as being real. All these things start to happen to you. But you good money though, right? It's scary at first, but just know you're going through this because you was chosen, right? It's a blessing because everybody doesn't have that insight to be able to go through this journey and gain this knowledge. There's people out there that don't even know anything's happening. They're just going through life like they were taught. They still operating off of the old programming system. So be proud that you actually even going through these transitions, that you're watching these videos. That's for a reason. Everything happens for a reason in life. There's no coincidences, right? You came here for a reason. Everything that you go through was already predetermined. Your purpose, all these things. So when you start to gain and unlock this information, you're being reminded of who you are and what you came down here to do. That's what that is. You also know that you're making this shift is because life doesn't feel real to you anymore. It feels like a movie. Everything around you feels like a movie, like you're watching a movie, literally. You just sitting back and you just watching things play out. And it's almost funny. It's entertaining actually. Because before you was in the middle, right? You was being played. But now as you start to shift, you start to see it from a third perspective. You're just looking at things like, wow. Like you're sitting back and in the stands with popcorn, just watching everything play out. And that's how it feels. That's a good thing. That means you're disconnected from the matrix. You're a part of the matrix, like you're still living in it, but you're not a part of it. As in it doesn't dictate your movements. It doesn't dictate how you think, but you observe it. That's a good sign, man. You know, like I tell y'all, man, this is a good thing for you, because with the energy rising up on this plane, it's forcing everybody to have that change, have that transition inside. This is why a lot of people are starting to be exposed. This is why you've been feeling like you need to detox or go inside and heal yourself from old traumas. There's a reason for that, because you have to, your body wants to change up. It wants to upgrade, but you have to fix some things in here first. You got to rearrange some coding in here first for that to happen. But a lot of people, man, they're not getting that hint. So they're not going to make that transition. But you are, though. You are, because you wouldn't be on this video if you wasn't. You wouldn't even know what we're talking about right now. Understand, there's levels to awakening. Just because you wake up, there's always a next level. Even myself, you know, I've been on my journey since 2016, but I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I'm still learning every single day. Right? It don't stop. You don't just become just this person that knows everything. Right? You're always learning. But you got to keep pushing. You got to stay on your journey. And this is what it is. This is why I say, just like the universe, we are a mini universe. And you know the universe is constantly expanding. So you're constantly expanding every single day. And this is why I emphasize getting up and challenging yourself each and every day. Becoming the best version each and every day. It don't stop. This is a marathon, baby. Right? The universe is infinite. That means you're an infinite being as well. And you don't stop growing. You keep growing. You don't stop for nobody. You don't get lazy. You don't feel sorry for yourself. You just keep pushing. You feel me? So I just want to give y'all these ingredients to let y'all know and give y'all some reassurance that if you're going through these things, just know that you good money, that you are transitioning. So, you know, don't have no fear. But always remember, transition is always uncomfortable. It's always uncomfortable. But just know that the rewards on the other side of that transition are great. Life of abundance is waiting for you. All right? Retain Gang, man. It's your boy Tay. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comment section what y'all thought about this video or what y'all would like me to talk about next. Y'all have a beautiful day, man. And I'm out.